If you're a NASCAR fan, you felt it. You felt it. That moment where you're sitting on the couch, jaw dropping, and you go, wait, is this guy actually doing this right now? That's what Cota 2026 just did to every single one of us. And listen, it wasn't just one story this weekend. We got two absolutely massive stories out of Austin, Texas. One of them rewrote the NASCAR record books in a way that has never happened before, not once, not ever, in the entire history of the sport. The other one proved that road course dominance is real, it's growing, and certain drivers on certain tracks are just built different. The championship picture just got flipped upside down after 3 races. Team momentum is shifting. And the way we're going to talk about 2026, it starts right here, right now. What happened at Circuit of the Americas is going to have ripple effects all season long, and we're breaking all of it down right now. Real quick, if you love NASCAR and you actually watch every single lap like we do, hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Insider Wire. We're a brand new channel and we are pushing hard toward our first 1,000 subscribers. If you want honest NASCAR talk from people who genuinely live this sport, you're in the right place. All right, let's get into it. Story number 1, and this one is genuinely historic. Tyler Reddick cannot be stopped. I need you to understand what just happened. He won Daytona, then he won Atlanta, and then he went to one of the most technical, demanding road courses on the entire NASCAR schedule, Circuit of the Americas, and won there too. 3 races, 3 wins, 0 losses. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has ever done that in the history of the NASCAR Cup Series. Not in the modern era, not in the dirt track, old school, run what you brung era. Never. Not once. This is uncharted territory. Driving the number 4523X Wine Racing Toyota, co-owned by NBA Hall of Famer Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, Reddick crossed that finish line 3.944 seconds ahead of Shane van Gisbergen. And before you brush past that number, that's nearly 4 seconds on a road course against arguably the best road racer on the planet right now. That gap does not happen by accident. The top 10 shook out like this. Reddick, Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Michael McDowell, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, A.J. Allmendinger, and Denny Hamlin. That is not a soft field. That is the cream of the NASCAR garage, and Reddick beat every single one of them. That is not luck. That is Reddick beating the best in the garage. And the championship standings right now? Reddick leads by 70 points over his own 23XI teammate Bubba Wallace. Chase Elliott is third, sitting 72 points back. Here's the wild part. The next biggest gap between any 2 drivers in the entire top 5 is just 14 points between Elliott and Blaney. Reddick hasn't just taken the points lead, he has lapped the conversation. Okay, let's rewind this whole race because it was absolutely not a smooth, clean, boring Sunday drive. This thing had chaos, strategy, heartbreak, and a finish that had everyone on the edge of their seat. Reddick started from pole position. And immediately, Chase Briscoe said, forget it. I'm going 3 wide into turn 1 with Reddick and Ross Chastain right off the jump. Bold, aggressive, Cota being Cota. Somehow, though, the field actually kept it clean at the start, which honestly felt like a miracle. Ryan Blaney had shown insane long-run speed all through practice, and he backed it up, hunting down the leader and pulling away by several seconds. And then there's Shane van Gisbergen, who started 13th and just started doing what SVG does, carving through traffic like it's nothing, climbing all the way up to 3rd. The whole garage was watching. Everyone was thinking the same thing. Is this his day? Late in Stage 1, strategy started splitting the field. Blaney short-pitted and gave up stage points for track position, and that handed the Stage 1 win straight to Ross Chastain. Behind him, Van Gisbergen, McDowell, Busker, Allmendinger, Gibbs, Bowman, Elliott, Cindric, and Hamlin. Stage 2 walks in and immediately starts throwing punches. Blaney cycles back to the lead. Van Gisbergen comes off pit road leading his group but gets slotted back to 15th on slightly fresher rubber. Then the incidents start. Connor Zilisch gets spun in turn 1 after contact from Daniel Suarez. Noah Gragson spins between turns 6A and 6B. Josh Berry loops it mid-pack. It's getting messy out there, but Reddick, cool as ice. takes control for the first time since leading off pole and starts making his moves. He pits with 3 laps to go in the stage, setting himself up perfectly for the final run. Classic veteran chess move. On pit road, meanwhile, Alex Bowman picks up a pass-through penalty for an uncontrolled tire. Austin Cindric has a broken shifter and burns forever on pit road. Ty Gibbs wins stage 2, and his top 10 reads Gibbs, Allmendinger, Suarez, Todd Gilliland, Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Blaney, Cole Custer, William Byron, and Van Gisbergen. Stage 3. This is it. This is where history either gets made or gets denied. Reddick holds the lead on the restart over Blaney. Van Gisbergen is sitting in 5th, quiet, patient, calculating. Larson and Bell are going door to door in a heated battle that honestly deserved its own broadcast. Then Chase Briscoe, who genuinely had a top 5 car all afternoon, suddenly goes silent with 32 laps to go. Rear-end failure, first car sent to the garage. Just a brutal, gutting way to end what was a strong day. Lap 69. Reddick pits from the lead. Blaney follows. Van Gisbergen comes in 1 lap later. And then everything in this race flips on its head. Ross Chastain, the Stage 1 winner who had been running in the top 10 all day, loses a wheel. Not a loose wheel. The wheel completely separates from the car. NASCAR throws the caution. Chastain gets held for 2 laps as a penalty, and more penalties for his crew members were already expected the following week. Under that yellow, the strategy room erupts. Some teams dive to pit road for fresh tires, but Reddick, Blaney, Van Gisbergen, and Zulish all stay out on the older rubber. That is a gamble, a real one, and the drama is absolutely real. And then, in the middle of all of this, Alex Bowman climbs out of the number 48 Hendrick Chevrolet while the race is still going. He was feeling ill. Myatt Snyder who was literally working as a Fox Sports pit spotter that same afternoon, scrambled to get his race suit on and jumped in the car to finish the race. You never like seeing that, and you just hope Bowman is okay. Restart time. Van Gisbergen blasts past Blaney and locks up second through the S's. Just a beautiful, decisive move. But then Zilish gets spun in turn 1. His second spin of the race on the same corner, Zane Smith gets collected in the wreckage and goes from a potential strong finish all the way down to 33rd. Kyle Busch gets into teammate Jesse Love, which sends Busker spinning at the final corner. It is absolute chaos in the mid-pack. Christopher Bell uses his slightly fresher tires to punch his way up to 3rd. But everyone's eyes are on the front, because now it's the matchup we all wanted, Van Gisbergen versus Reddick. The Kiwi closed in. He was right on the bumper for 8 laps straight, stalking, waiting, hunting for the gap. And then he faded. Reddick just drove away. The number 45 absolutely checked out. Carson Hocevar spins on the final lap, but the race stays green and Reddick takes the checkered flag by 3.944 seconds. His 11th career Cup win. His second at Cota. And the first time in NASCAR history a driver has won the first 3 races of a season. Now let's put this in real context because the numbers here are staggering. 23XY Racing just became the first organization to win the first 3 races of a season since Petty Enterprises did it in 1963. Let that sink in. SVG came into this weekend having won 5 of 6 road course races in 2025. He needed just 1 more to match Jeff Gordon's all-time road course win streak, the longest in NASCAR history. And Reddick, on SVG's best type of tracks, shut the door. If Reddick wins at Phoenix next week, 4 consecutive wins haven't happened since Jimmy Johnson went on that run back in 2007. When asked about those final laps, Reddick said it best. I just didn't let myself think it was over until it was truly over. And Michael Jordan, who has been on that pit box for all 3 wins, said after the race, he had a chance to win 3 in a row, and that's the hardest one to win. Denny Hamlin put it simply. He called Reddick complete and said the short tracks are the one remaining area of development, adding, what I've seen out of him over the last few years, where he had some weaknesses, our team has helped him shore those up, and it's amazing to see how well he's doing. 3 races in. This does not feel like a hot streak. This feels like a statement season in the making. Now, before you write SVG off after that second-place Cup finish, pump the brakes. If you're judging Van Gisbergen's entire COTA weekend based on Sunday alone, you are missing the bigger story. Less than 24 hours before that cup race, he went out on that same track and put on an absolute road course clinic. Let's go back to Saturday and the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race at Cota. In the Focused Health 250, Van Gisbergen came in as the defending road course king of the series, and he lived up to every bit of that reputation. With 5 laps to go after the final restart, he was sitting in 6th place. 6th. And what did he do? He dove to the inside of Turn 1, went 4 wide, nosed underneath Sam Mayer, who had just won Stage 2, and when Mayer ran wide, the door cracked open just enough. SVG cleared them all and took the lead in one shot. As Austin Hill put it afterward, SVG is just so good in the first few laps of a run. That move was not a desperate lunge. That was calculated, precise, elite road racing instinct at its finest. Van Gisbergen led 5 times for 31 laps, including those final 5, and beat Austin Hill by 0.780 seconds. Hill had 3 runner-up finishes and 5 Cota starts in this series. Still couldn't get past SVG. This was Van Gisbergen's 5th career O'Reilly Series win and his first in that series at COTA specifically. It also made it 10 consecutive road course wins for JR Motorsports. 10 straight. That organization is untouchable on these tracks right now. Post-race inspection came back completely clean. The win was confirmed. Top 10 in the Focused Health 250, SVG, Austin Hill, Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, Corey Ware, Brent Cruz, William Sawalachichi, Justin Allgaier, Ross Chastain, and Brennan Poole. And 2 storylines inside this race you absolutely cannot skip. Connor Zilisch started on pole, led 12 laps in Stage 1, looked like a genuine contender. Then his left rear brake rotor sheared. Emergency repairs. He restarted the final stage 29th, charged all the way back toward the front, only to get spun with under 3 laps to go after contact from Corey Ware. Zilisch was furious. He publicly asked for an apology. Rough day for a driver with serious talent. Then, on the complete flip side, 17-year-old Brent Cruz made his series debut and finished 6th. He led laps in Stage 2 and became the first driver under 18 to lead laps in the O'Reilly Series since Casey Atwood back in 1998. In his debut, that's wild. So, what does all of this actually mean when you zoom out? Tyler Reddick is building something historic, and he is mentally locked in at a level we haven't seen from him before. 23X, our racing is operating at an elite level across the board. Car prep, pit strategy, race execution, all of it. Shane van Gisbergen is still the road course king in the lower series and a serious cup weapon every time the schedule goes right and left. The championship picture at just race 3 looks like this. Reddick has the momentum and a 70-point cushion. Van Gisbergen is a road course weapon who still needs that cup breakthrough. Bell is lurking quietly and he is dangerous. Gibbs is stacking stage points. Blaney showed real speed and the results will follow. Brad Keselowski finished 20th while still recovering from a broken leg he suffered in December. He had Joey Hand on standby to take over and never needed him. Tough as nails. Alex Bowman now sits last among the 36 full-time Cup drivers after 3 races. A deep points hole that is going to take a serious stretch of results to climb out of. And Connor Zilisch, the rookie storyline keeps building. Elite talent, hard luck weekends, and a clean race that is absolutely coming. We are 3 races in, and this season already feels special. 2 questions I'm throwing to you right now. Is Tyler Reddick on his way to one of the greatest starts in NASCAR history? And how long before Shane van Gisbergen gets that Cup win at Cota? SVG fans, 23XI fans, Hendrick fans. Everybody's got an opinion, and I want to hear yours. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Hit that like button, subscribe to NASCAR Insider Wire, and help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We are building something real with true NASCAR fans. Next stop, Phoenix Raceway, Sunday, March 8th on FS1 and HBO Max. Can Reddick go 4 in a row? The last driver to do that was Jimmy Johnson in 2007. Michael Jordan has already confirmed he will be at Phoenix. And this weekend, IndyCar is sharing the bill on Saturday, but making it one of the most stacked racing weekends of the year. I'll see you in the next one.